So today I'm testing out something completely different with these cute little frog molds. I've never tried this before, so I don't know how it's going to work. I bought some flocking to use on my other channel. It worked well, but I need more experience with it. And this is the flocking. It is so light. Look at it. It's really cheap, so it's not too bad if it doesn't work out. I'm testing it two ways. One inside the mold. So I'm going to put the flocking on the edge of the mold, and the other one outside, and I want to see what sort of effect I get. I honestly don't know which one is going to work, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of them completely fails. I've got suspicions which one might fail. You also get glue with the flocking, and I have to be so careful when I keep saying the word flocking here because I nearly say something else. So let's get on with it. So I've put one of the molds inside of this pot to try and get as least amount of mess as I possibly can, because as I said, it does go everywhere. You're much better off wearing a mask while you're doing this. And I'm going to push that flocking onto this mold. I don't even know if it's going to stick that well. I don't want to glue it on or use anything to glue it on with while I'm doing this. So let's shake that out. Now this is the one I don't think is going to work. Oh, it has stuck on there. Not brilliantly, but it has stuck on there. But I've got one other trick as well to use for this. And this one, all I'm going to do is flock that one afterwards. That should give us a permanent velvet frog. But I don't know if the glue's going to stick to this resin. Who knows? I haven't tried this yet. Now, I'm no expert at flocking, as you'll see in my other video, but it did come out really well. So check that video out, and you'll be able to see what flocking is. It gives that lovely velvety finish inside of jewellery boxes and things like that. So for this one, I'm going to be using the J Diction High Gloss Epoxy Resin. When I do experiments, I tend to use that one. Even though it's an amazing resin, it isn't expensive. So if it doesn't work out, I haven't lost a great deal. But if it does work out, I get an amazing finish. So, double win there. Quickly put my gloves on. Safety first, people. Bing! And I've got my mask on. I'm going to pop these in. It's quite cold in my room today, so this resin is a little bit cool. So I'm going to pop it in my resin warmer. And I've shown this in loads of videos. It's brilliant. And I'll pop that in there for about 10 minutes, and that'll get it to the right temperature ready. I'm also going to be working on this tray because I want to cure these up as quickly as possible. This is my tray to my G3 curer, so then I can just pop the lid on it once I've done, or move it out the way really easily. Well, my resin's been in there now about 10 minutes, so that should be at the ideal temperature for me to be able to mix it easily and avoid mixing too many bubbles in it. Take my little lids off. I use those lids so that I don't get any water in them, because I don't like to heat up the whole bottle and then only use some out of it and then heat up the whole bottle again, because that's the quickest way to cause your resin to yellow a little bit. So this way, I only heat up what I need. I'm going to mix this for about 4 minutes, and then I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do. Well, for the first test, I'm going to use clear resin, because if I use black resin or a coloured resin straight away, I might not be able to see whether the flocking is going to do anything on the mould. I'm concerned that the flocking might trap bubbles that's on the mould, or it might not even attach to the resin. Either way, I don't think it's going to leave us much of a fluffy finish, but it might leave us a really nice finish. If the flocking leaves a pattern in this frog at all, then we'll be able to see it. I don't know about you, but I like to feel my frog toes and feet using a pipette, because that way I know I've got them fully filled and I haven't missed any out, which is quite like me. But doesn't seem to have lifted the flocking off the actual mould, which is good. And for the one where I'm going to put the flocking on the outside, what I'm going to do is add some of the pigment to it. And this is an opaque pigment, and it's black, because that should hide any tiny gaps and hopefully make the velvet effect look much richer once I've put that on. So again, all I'm going to do is pour this in here slowly. Let that get to all its places that it needs to be. And then fill my toes up with the pipette. Now I may have to sand this one down to be able to get a grip on it with the glue when I finally use the glue on it. I won't know until I do a little test patch. But if I have to give it a quick sand, that's not a problem. That might be what I need to do to give it that little bit of extra adhesion. You get flocking in lots of different colours. So if I like it in the black and it works really well, I may get some other colours and try out. So that's filled up as well now. I'm going to quickly go over this with a long neck lighter and burn off any bubbles. I've also got a little bit of clear resin, and what I'm going to do is another little test. So I don't have enough resin left to do another frog, so I'm going to do this little lizard as it's an additional one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this flocking powder into the actual resin. Probably going to clump up a little bit. It might not. I haven't put much in, as you saw, and I'm going to see how that looks. Might put a bit more in than that, because that might give us some really great texture and different patterns. We'll soon see. Well, it hasn't clumped up, so that's really interesting that it's spread out really well. It looks at the moment quite opaque, but I don't think it is. I think the light is going to shine through this simply. I won't know until it's cured, and also I won't know if all this flocking stays suspended or if it all sinks down. I think this is the risky one. But it might not be, it might be that one. So I'll go over one more time with a long neck lighter. Never a torch. Don't use a torch on your mould. You will regret it in the end. It isn't worth it. And now I can either move this wherever I want it, or I'm going to turn it round and put my curing box on the top of it. I don't need the extender on it because those moulds aren't deep enough to cause me any problems. I'd be lost without this. Turn it on for 2 hours, set the temperature. I've got it in Fahrenheit at the minute, but if you want to change it to centigrade, just hold the plus and the minus button down. And I'm going to whop this right up to the very top temperature. This does UV resin as well. It won't just do epoxy resin. And neither of those moulds are really deep, so I've not got to worry about it flash curing, so I can have this right at the top temperature. If I've got a deep mould, then I wouldn't. And we'll leave that for 2 hours, it should be cured. And if these work, it could create a really unusual surface, something very different and something very new. If it fails, it may just look like a plain resin with no real effect. So I'm going to leave this alone now, because the more I mess around with it or keep peeking at it, the more chance is that I ruin whatever effect is going to form. I don't know if you do things like that as well, but that's why most of my things have got a fingerprint in them, because I always test them before they're fully cured. Well, these are all cured now, so I can take them out. So if this has worked, it should have created a really interesting pattern. I'm not sure it will create a pattern. Oh, I don't know. It's coloured it so well. I mean, I know the glossy resin helps for that as well. But look at that. I love that. That has coloured it well. So let's see if this... That was the one where I put it in the resin. This is the one where I put it on the outside of the mould. But that's come out quite well. It's an unusual pattern. It's okay. I wouldn't say it's brilliant. Oh, I'm a bit indifferent to that one, if I'm honest. And this one I know is going to be black. Now, I've tested out the stuff on resin, and it does stick on it, the glue. But this stage, next stage is messy. So you need to be careful. And the other thing is you need to work quickly. Oh, look, I love that black frog. And at the moment, that's just glossy and shiny. And because this glue dries quick, and you have to put the flocking on while the glue is wet. And you put it in here, and then you pump it like this. So I'm going to go and get a box to work in. So I've filled my tube up with the flocking powder. Now I've shaken my glue up, and what I'm going to do is give this a good coat all the way around, trying to get on everywhere with this glue, working as quickly as possible and trying to get an even as coat as possible. Now, I'm no expert at this, as I told you, so we will see how it works. I may have to give it a second coat for the underneath and things like that, but that's not a problem. Right, I think that's covered, and that's as even as I'm going to get it. And then you literally just puff on it like this. And the trick is not to touch this at all now until it's dry. It should be dry in about half an hour, fully dry in 24 hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that now for 24 hours and then come back and do the other bit. Well, my little frog should be all nice and dry now. So what I'm going to do is give it a bit of a clean up. It is looking amazing. Now, I'm not going to waste any of this flocking that's in here. That's why I lined the box with a bit of paper. It is a little bit messy, and I am getting better at it. So I'm quite happy with that. All I'm using here is a scraper I'll scrape all that up and then put it in the bag. So the big question was whether the flocking would work with resin, and the answer is absolutely yes. I am loving it. It feels amazing. It's not coming off at all. It's well stuck on there, and I'm getting much better at doing this flocking as well, which is important. It feels so velvety. I'm not sure how well the camera is picking up how that looks. It certainly isn't picking up how it feels. And it gives a very different effect. I think it's unique. I've not seen it done on resin before, so maybe this is a new way of doing it. I don't know. Flocking the outside gives an interesting finish to it, quite a mottled finish. I'm not sure if that's successful or not, but flocking on the inside, mixing it in your resin, that has definitely come out really well. Great. It's translucent black. It's got a little bit of texture to it, and it's very, very glossy. And I'd definitely like to try this with different coloured flocking. I've just got to buy some, that's all. So thank you for the coffees, everybody. You helped me to buy this sort of stuff. It's really appreciated. Let me know which ones you prefer as well. I mean, I wish you could feel this because it is lovely. And I recently did another resin experiment, and the results surprised me a lot. So be sure to check that one out. That's coming up now. It's on the screen. Boot that like button, hit that subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your resin. Take care. Bye.